Okay, so I was just outside shoveling snow, and the divinity of shoveling the snow hit me. That when we shovel the walk for ourselves, we shovel the walk for everyone. So we go out there and we do that, and it's the work that we do for ourselves. But by doing that work for ourselves, we do it for everyone. And one of the things that it made me think of immediately was George Orwell, which I love George Orwell, and I don't want to lose sight of loving George Orwell in this, but maybe Orwell was for a time in my life where I was more into being caught up in the notion of conflict, and I want to get further and further away from that. I don't want arguments. I want attention and focus on communication, right? And so shoveling the walk, by shoveling it for myself, I shovel it for everyone else. And what it made me think of was Orwell in his book Why I Write, which is one of my favorites. He has a little exposition about and an example of that the rich, that the streets, that we shouldn't get caught up in the notion of the myth of progress and the idea that the streets are lit, that the rich light the streets for themselves. They don't light them for everyone else. They only light it for themselves, and that everyone wins because of it, but it's not because of the altruism of the rich. And if they could light them for themselves only, then they would. But maybe that's the point that Orwell misses. As much as I love Orwell, like I said, trying to transcend the notion of conflict and get to the greater mystery, it seems as though that that's assuming that the rich, this rich that he's talking about, this Bourgeois class, are inherently evil. And maybe that's a point of the matter, that they can't escape law, like universal law, the law of like love, in the notion that they can't light the streets for themselves. So by doing the work for themselves, they do the work for everyone else. And maybe really more, that's what the notion of be the change you want to see in the world. Instead of pointing out the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and ignoring the plank in your own, that we do the work for ourselves. And by working on ourselves and changing ourselves, we change the world around us. I just keep trying to get to that through all of my relationships and things, trying to find that kind of peace, so if we do work on ourselves, we are really doing work on the universe, on our reality, on the people around us. So by shoveling the walk for ourselves, we're shoveling it for everyone else. That's plain. That's easy to see. So it's a real basic tool, an example for someone to see. It might be more difficult for you to see that. Well, when I work on my energy and my spirit, I work on everyone's energy and spirit. That might be like a bigger leap, but that's why we have the parable. That's why we have the metaphor, the example in something as simple as shoveling the walk. When we shovel the walk for ourselves, because we don't want snow on our feet and we don't want to slip on the ice and break our neck, we shovel it for everyone else. Even if it's not our intention, it doesn't matter. By doing the work, it becomes a reward for everyone. So shovel the walk, all these different things. I guess the other key to this is just to always try and listen to the whisper in the most minute details. If we look at the world as mystery and we listen to the whisper in the wind, we might hear secrets being unlocked. We might hear lessons and stories that pass us by if we just get caught up in the speed of things moving too quickly and the distraction. So that's my piece. Peace.